I'd like to ask, as a coach and trainer yourself, where do you learn what you learned to be this highly effective and sought after?
Wow. It is a pretty long journey as well. Like I said, I've learned many things. However, I want to say one thing is that I think here in Singapore or here in Asia, a lot of us tend to think about learning in modular in modular bite-sized formats. So for example, if I'm learning NLP today, I'm learning NLP tomorrow. If I'm learning, if I enroll in a cooking class, I'm learning cooking. However, I personally believe that a lot of things in life can be intertwined. For me, for example, a case in point is in order to be a great storyteller and to coach storytelling, I do not only learn from storytellers and professional speakers. As a professional speaker myself, and also hanging out with fellow professional speakers, I was able to learn a lot from them. However, where things really moved the needle and shifted the needle is when I went to London to learn improv theater from Keith Johnston, the founder and inventor of improv himself, right? And I from there I learned a lot about what makes compelling drama, what makes compelling scenes, right? I learned things like power play, status, and status play, and all that. So I learned different ways in which people tell stories on stage. And then I also learned storytelling from screenwriters. I subscribe to masterclass, and so I often consume masterclasses from Hollywood award-winning screenwriters, scriptwriters. Why? Because these people make a living on writing stories. They sink or swim based on the stories that they write, whether the stories they write are compelling enough to be translated into the big screen. And so it's fascinating and compelling for me to learn, all the dynamics at play to make a compelling story. So I've learned, storytelling from advertisers. I've learned storytelling from National Geographic photojournalists. I learned storytelling from screenwriters. So I learned it from different places.
Photojournalists as well.
Yeah. So,
what convinced you to say that, hey, I'm going to learn from this photojournalist?
I think first of all, I'm just a very curious cat. Actually, I'm a very curious person. I have a lot of curiosities. When I see something that fascinates me, I'm like, I'm like, I want to go and learn that.
Yeah.
And so I read a lot. I meet a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. I enroll in many courses, programs to learn from different people. Yeah. So anything that really tickles my curiosity, I'm like, yeah, I want to go and learn that. So. But of course, I saw the storytelling aspect of that because I want to learn the thought process behind how a person sees something. For most people, they see a picture, they see a scene, they see a scene. But a photojournalist see a scene and sees the story within the scene. Then how their brain functions to concoct that story. How do they compose that story in their mind? How do they capture pictures to tell that story? And so for me is to capture the thought process, because the thought process is the meta skill that undergirds compelling storytelling. It's more than just, okay, how do you tell a story, more than that, more than just all of that. So so I have a lot of curiosities, and I learn from multiple domains, how do I say, from different places, and I'm able to reflect on all the things I learn and ask, okay, how can I borrow this idea from here and place it somewhere else, right? How can I apply this somewhere else? So in my training workshops, I use a lot of role plays, a lot of theater techniques, a lot of improv techniques to help my participants to experience something for themselves and gain breakthroughs and transformations.